Howdy guys, I'm alone today. Yeah, I know it's sad, but I haven't been able to get a hold of Yabro this week. So, Taker sent me this replay. I believe he's playing as the Smurf Zoc, we'll just call him Taker versus SevhadPL. And Taker sent me this replay because he beat SevhadPL with a really low level deck. I think he said it was level 20, something like that. It's a really low level deck. And basically he's just... I think he sort of wanted to prove that you can beat top 15 players without actually needing upgrades. At the time this match was played, Taker said SevhadPL was in the top 15. So, let's see how it goes. It's a Frost versus Frost Mirror. Those are pretty rare. I don't really see them very often. It's also interesting that Taker is choosing to engage SevhadPL with lower upgraded units. I'm betting these are Tome. Is why he's got them. But it is, I mean, I would not recommend that you just engage somebody in just a straight on, like, no micro fight with lower upgrades. But it appears that Taker is winning because Frost Mages are good against Frost and he's got the home soil. Yeah, so Taker's going to win this tier 1 fight for, I guess, maybe silly reasons. I don't know what SevhadPL was doing. But my guess is that SevhadPL thought Taker was just some random noob with like U2 stuff, because I'm sure he wasn't ranked very highly, and you know he doesn't have upgrades. And we come out with an Ice Guardian. Ice Guardian is an interesting choice because the farther he gets away from the base, his Ice Shield is going to decay. But it's so I would use a Frost Mage. I mean, he's costs less than a Frost Mage, but Masked Archers would die really easily to the Frost Mages. So I could definitely see why one might choose to make an Ice Guardian. So Taker has these extra Frost Mages. He's going to want to try and convert them into some other power. That was an interesting use of power there. So he's going to, I guess, try and well up and then attack so that he doesn't have this 150 or not more than 180 power just bound. But he's still up a well, and yeah. So their wells are even now. Both have spent power. But yeah, Taker would probably like to not have this standing army that's just binding a lot of power here. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 4. And looks like ZockenderEsel is going to take this, well, over here too. It's a lot of waiting, so that probably means that both players think that their tier 3 is stronger than the other players, because what doing all this wells means is that you're going to have a lot of power influx, and especially since these guys are Frost, it's going to be a little bit hard to knock anything down with all the power that they'll have for a couple of Drakes and Glacier Shells and things like that. So it'll probably be a shortish tier 2 and then go to tier 3 pretty soon. So my guess from seeing this is that both players think that having a lot of power is good for them. Frost Mages are coming into play now, and Taker is advantage. So yeah, also SevhadPL might be just like doing stuff because he thinks this guy's a noob. And so he's just rushing blindly. This rush is not gonna work. Taker started with 130 power or more. It's just not gonna work, as you can see by the fact that Taker's annihilating him. And yeah, his Ice Guardians are U0. So right, it's just a little bit more proof that you can fend off attacks if you don't have all the way upgraded. Now, I'm not saying that SevhadPL is playing this optimally. Don't misinterpret that. I don't think he's playing optimally. There's a tier 2 here, by the way. I don't think he's playing optimally, but I think that's because he sees that there are low upgrades. So if I noticed that somebody had low upgrades, what I would do is that I would and I thought they were probably actually good. Actually, yeah, if I saw somebody had low upgrades, I'd probably just rush them and hope to beat them like really soon. And I've done that before and lost games like that because of that before. But if I thought somebody was good and had low upgrades, what I would do is I would take them to tier 2, because typically if you've got a lot of upgrades, you've got them concentrated in tier 1. So generally your tier 1 is going to be higher upgraded than your tier 2 will be, because you know every phase of the game has tier 1, and it's easy to lose maps in tier 1, but not every game is going to necessarily get to tier 2 or tier 3. So generally speaking, players that don't have fully upgraded decks will have better upgraded tier 1s than tier 2s, and better upgraded tier 2s than tier 3s. Spirit Hunters is a good choice to knock all of these down. They'll die super fast, and this will drop, which means that Taker should have a pretty large advantage. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say going tier 2 was the wrong choice into this mess, but there should be like maybe hurricanes. Yeah, I don't, but really the problem was letting Taker get this gigantic army up right here, because you just attacked him for not really any reason. Alright, Taker chooses this time to go tier 2. I think he's decided this isn't going to drop. I would not be surprised to see this wall go up. I would actually rather expect it. Or this wall, I think, can definitely hit the monument. But instead, Sevhad's going to come and hit wells over here. And we've got... Oh, Taker has a lot of power. So yeah, War Eagle should pretty easily take care of these things. 2 or 3 War Eagles, probably. There's one. There's another one. Yeah, War Eagles are very strong. I think Sevhad's just really underestimating Taker is what's going on right now. And yeah, okay. Gravity Surge to take it down. This guy's pretty close to dying. I think the monument will kill him. This should be kobolded or glacier shelled, but he might have used him already. Yeah, there's a kobold trick, yeah, okay, there's the glacier shell. Okay. This War Eagle dies, but it's done a lot of damage. And I think these burrowers are, well, yeah, they're probably going to die also. We've got another War Eagle here. Good splitting the attack. That's what you want to do against Stonekin. Both of these factions are pretty defensive. And it's a lot going to come down to just, like, power levels. You can see... Okay, this War Eagle, I guess, came up to hit here because he thought it was weaker. Yeah, you can see that Taker does have a lot more power. So as the more the game goes on, that power is going to increase. But SevhadPL also has access to burrowers, which are very good against Frost on this map. What's going to happen here? Okay, it drops. They're very good against Frost on this map because burrowers can run around and all the walls are in close access to each other. So I think he's just decided that he's going to let that drop and push on the attack somewhere else, which is pretty unusual to see Frost do. But, I mean, this is going to drop. I'm not entirely sure why he spawned the Lavish Knight. Yeah, it drops. So the Lavish Knight would have probably been power better spent somewhere else. These War Eagles should probably split unless he knew that there was a Oink used recently. Oh, and he's got Mountaineer. That's an interesting deck combo. Taker's got Mountaineer and War Eagle in this deck. I can see why that might be, because neither unit is upgraded all the way. This guy should come in and do something. Yeah, neither unit is upgraded all the way, so I could see why he might want to have multiple means of attacking. I don't know how much worse the War Eagle is when it's not upgraded than when it is. I didn't play Frost, so I don't really know. I don't know how much worse the Mountaineer is either. But it is, that's a good freeze, I think. But he's inviting to be oinked right here. I don't know why there's no link. It looks like Ice Age was played. Berber's coming up here to do something. His Berber keeps getting stuck. That's interesting. And this well dropped, so the units are coming over here to attack. Lots of ice shields going on. I'd expect to see another Ice Age as well. Mountaineers are super strong with Ice Age. That might be another reason why the card was played. Yeah, everybody's attacking him. Oinks would really be helpful here, but I don't see them happening. It's very... There we go. There's the oink. How strapped for power was Sevad? He could have oinked. I don't know why he didn't. Now Sevad's got his massive characteristic Stunkin army. It's composed of a lot of melee units, which is a little unusual, and they're not super spread. The War Eagle should be able to screech and kill a lot of these. There we go. Ice Shield to protect them. He's got another attack going on over here with War Eagles, and he's defending things with War Eagles here. War Eagles are super strong units, and Pure Frost uses them basically for everything. Is this guy gonna... He's gonna die, because these are... Yeah. So now Tyker is in this problem where he's got all this power, and he's not given an opening to go tier 3. And what I suspect is his bigger problem is that he's actually out of charges, which is another reason why we might see Mountaineer in his deck, because he's probably out of War Eagle charges. He's definitely used more than 3 War Eagles. So that's a big consideration to make. This is his second Mountaineer at least. Third Mountaineer, I think. So yeah, he's definitely out of charges. So Taker would really like... See, he's got all this power here. And this, I think, maybe was a miscalculation on his part, because normally you don't have to worry about, running out of charges after you've used 3 War Eagles. He's got the freeze to really try and stop anything from happening. He wants to limit the Burrower's mobility. There's stuff going on over here, though. He's got power. He just doesn't have things to use it. So I'd expect to see some tier 1 things being spammed. Okay, he's got the Northguard, or the Storm Singer, and his War Eagle came out of cooldown. But yeah, it would really help his deck, but if he had some upgrades on, like, the War Eagle. Mostly because it would give him charges. That's the bigger thing, is that he charges are strong. But Taker does have a lot of power, and he went pure Frost all the way, so he's got the power to drop, like, a bunch of Tremors or Avatars of Frost. There's Silver Lancers. There's Timeless Ones. So this game is in Taker's favor. I mean, he won, but I think it could still go either way, because he charges are a problem, right? So SevhadPL really just has to survive the tier 3 onslaught, and he's taking a lot of things down. But if he can survive the tier 3 onslaught, the longer the game progresses, the more of a disadvantage Taker is gonna have, because he's just gonna run out of charges. There's his Tremor, right? So he's got 2 more Tremors he can use. He's got 4 more Silver Wind Lancers he can use, or I guess less. But you can see the point is that in PvP, charges are really important. That's more important than the upgrades themselves. As you saw, like earlier in tier 1, his cards were like U2 versus year 3. So he could have charges, and his cards weren't quite as good as SevhadPL's charges, as his units, because they weren't as highly upgraded. But he was still able to win with better decision making and microing. I guess it wasn't that much microing, but it was better decision making. But in this situation, having charges is making a lot of difference right now. He's getting to this point where he's got a lot of power but no charges. He's got 3 walls left versus 3 walls left. But Taker is tier 3 and SevhadPL is tier 2. They're pretty even on power. This might drop. It would not be terrible for Taker if this drops, I think, because and I don't know why they didn't continue the attack. They could have continued the attack and dropped this, I think. That's interesting. We've got a large army here. These should come in and attack something maybe over here. But yeah, so yeah, this game I could still see going either way. Taker's got a lot of power. He's also getting a lot of power from the Void. And so yeah, so if we'd assume that Taker had charges, obviously I would say Taker is winning because he's just up a tier in an otherwise equal position, or mostly equal position. Interesting tremor usage, but he's gonna have to ration his charges, and we'll see how that goes. Sevhad's also got a lot of power. I don't know why he's not using it, and Sevhad quits. Yeah, he probably could have held on longer, and he probably was not considering that Taker would have run out of charges. So yeah, Taker was definitely winning, especially in a classic match where he had plenty of charges to go. But that's I guess the highlight of having low upgrades is the charges are a problem. Alright guys, thanks for watching.